So we always used to get a good laugh because one of my aunts used to live next to a church or really close to a church in Cypress, California. And as soon as the church let out, people go to church because they're Christians or whatever religion. This was a Catholic church, but they're Catholic, they're religious, they believe in God. God says do not sin. To have God as a priority, you should not sin. Okay, so the thing we used to always laugh at is as soon as people got out of a church, it's like the first thing they did was like treat other people bad. It's like they just zoom down the street. They don't even let you pull out. It's like they make it very difficult. If they see you trying to pull out to back out of the driveway, they don't let you in. So these people who profess to be Christians, Catholic, religious, and claim to be close to God are going against what he says. Treat people the way you want to be treated. So I was talking with my uncle the other day, and we were talking about people who profess to be Christians, but they don't really like, read the Bible. They don't pray. They don't think about what they need to do on a daily basis to get on that road to salvation, because they say the road to salvation is long and narrow and there's not very many people on it. And so it got me thinking, these people who claim to be Christian, Catholic, whatever religion, and they go and sin, or they don't think about God or treating people well, or think about what they need to do to get on that path to salvation. What's the difference? And it made me think that the more you prioritize God in your life, the more likely you are going to be on that road, that long and narrow road to salvation. The less you prioritize God in your life, the less you're likely to be on that long and narrow road to salvation. So, I believe in God. I try to be a very good person every single day, but I wouldn't say God is my number one priority in my day-to-day life. I could say it sounds good, but actions speak louder than words. And are my actions following the statement that God is number one priority in my life? And I don't think so. So I want to make God a priority in my life. And I think people who want to be on that road, who say they're Christians, who say they believe in God and they follow God, I think they need to put God as a priority in their life. Okay, I was out and about and, my daily adventures, and, once in a while I'll pass by USC, all the fraternities and sororities and stuff like that, and lately there hasn't really, I guess lately there has, but after this thing first happened, it was pretty dead. But for some reason now, all the fraternities and sororities, they're all there doing their thing. Okay, so I'm driving by, and, you have all these fraternity guys out there playing basketball, playing volleyball, no mask, no social distancing, which I like. I like the fact that they're not wearing masks and they're not social distancing. Playing beer pong, hanging out with the girls and the guys, and it's like, I like the fact that they're doing that, because that's the way it should be. We should be able to breathe oxygen, and we should be able to, socialize. That's what we need in our life. That's what humans need. We need to socialize. We need to be out in the sun. So it's great what they're doing. But, in other neighborhoods, not so well off neighborhoods, they take the rims off the baskets so people can't play basketball. You know, it's, you may be thinking that I'm going to cry double standard, which is the case, but we already know that's happening, and it almost seems like they want us to see it and they want us to be angry and pissed off. So that's not what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about the people who are benefiting from the double standard and how bad it is for them. Because if you're benefiting from a double standard, or if you're benefiting from an evil that someone else is doing, I mean, just like, I guess I could even say living in America, we're benefiting off of what our forefathers did when they wiped out, you know, the Native Americans and whoever else was in their way. We're benefiting off that. It's like, you know, these family members of criminals, you know, these huge criminals who make millions and millions of dollars a year. And you have family members who are benefiting from that. They're not committing the crimes, but they're benefiting from it. And that's the same thing that's going on now. These people who are benefiting from these double standards, they're like complicit. They're complicit in these crimes against everybody else who got the short end of the stick. So these people who are benefiting either need to speak out, stand up, you know, recognize that what's going on is wrong, speaking out about it. Because it's not going to be good when you benefit while other people are hurting. People are losing their businesses. People are committing suicide. People are going crazy. And the people who are benefiting are just enjoying life like nothing's going on. So whether you're a family member of a criminal who's benefiting and you're staying there with them, or you're, you know, benefiting from this double standard, you are complicit. You are complicit. And that doesn't look good in the eyes of God. Okay, that's not putting God as a priority in your life. So you may not be on that long and narrow road to salvation if you're complicit in these crimes. So if you want to be on that long and narrow road, you need to say something. You need to speak out against what's going on. You need to show the double standard, because the only people that are speaking are the ones that are getting the short end of the stick. I don't see anybody who's benefiting in this situation saying anything. I mean, there probably is some, maybe, but from what I've seen, no. So I'm not talking about the double standard. I'm just talking about these people and salvation, people who are benefiting. Because our job as Christians, believers in God, is to get as many people as we can on the long and narrow road to heaven, to salvation. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm trying to make people aware that if you are complicit and you don't say anything, you're sinning in the eyes of God. And when you sin in the eyes of God, you're not putting God as a priority. And the less you put God as a priority in your life, the less likely you are on that narrow path. Put God as a priority in your life, and you may make it to salvation. God bless you guys. Have a good weekend.